myself is Divya Bahal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. The subject that we are going to continue is petroleum refining and petrochemicals. Right? So moving forward, in this lecture we will discuss about separation. Okay, how separation of your crude is done into various fractions. Okay, based on the volatility difference, separation occurs. So the methodology, right, the mass transfer operation which is involved for separation here is distillation. Distillation, right, it is separation of soluble liquid mixture into individual components. Okay, now based on the operating conditions, your distillation is again divided into two parts. The separation process which you will study here in refining is atmospheric distillation and vacuum distillation. Atmospheric distillation, the operating condition here is what? The operating parameter is pressure. When your operating pressure is approximately 1 atmosphere, that type of distillation is what your atmospheric distillation. Okay, it is carried out in atmospheric distillation unit. Second one is vacuum distillation unit. Here you keep your operating pressure below 1 atmosphere, that is you operate it under vacuum. Okay, the pressure condition is how much? It ranges from 15 mmHg to 40 mmHg. So continuing now, what is atmospheric distillation unit? So in GIST you can simply give your atmospheric distillation unit as the following combination of these units. Okay, your crude after pre-treatment, okay, after desalting and dehydrating treatment, it is first of all sent to furnace. The role of furnace is what? It preheats. Okay, preheating up to what? Such that it is partially vaporized here. Okay, the reason of addition of furnace is so as to decrease the load on the main distillation column. Okay, so now your partially condensed feed is now introduced into atmospheric tower. Okay, the important terminology here is flash zone. What is flash zone? The partially vaporized feed that enters the column, that area where it is introduced, that is your flash zone. So here in atmospheric tower you can see, based on the boiling difference in boiling points, you are taking out your fractions. So other units which are added here are strippers. Okay, what is the use of strippers? It again enriches your fractions. Okay, based on the specification, it again separates out, purifies the product. So your each fractions, okay, from the tray, it is taken out, sent to the stripper. Further, less volatile gases are taken out from the stripper. Okay, it is stripped off, again sent back to the column, and from the bottom product you get your various fractions. The residue in the bottom of the tower is called as atmospheric distillation unit residue. Okay, now here you can see at the top the light fractions. Okay, starting from C2 to C3, C4, those light fractions are sent to the stabilizer. What does the stabilizer do? It lets your petroleum, okay, the light fraction, let it stabilize. Okay, automatically they let it divide into vapor fractions, gas fractions and liquid. Okay, your liquid which is octane, that is your straight run gasoline, okay, in liquid form, and the gases which are separated out, that is your LPG. Okay, so this way your atmospheric distillation unit works. So how you can divide it into your atmospheric distillation unit as desalted crude is first of all sent to furnace to main column to strippers, and finally you get your products. So the basic principle here. Now your crude, it is preheated in furnace, but besides that live steam is used so as to carry out the further vaporization. Okay, now why steam is used? So there are certain reasons because of it. The basic principles are based on certain facts. Okay, first is upon condensation, oil and water are very easy to separate. Hence you can use your steam as a mode of heating. Okay, another mode of heating. So yeah, when your products are condensed, okay, in the top you saw where your light fractions are taken out to the condenser, right? So what happens? Steam along with those light fractions, they are taken to the condenser. It is condensed and your oil and water are easily separable, right? Secondly, steam has high amount of heat in terms of enthalpy. Okay, latent heat of vaporization. Okay, that is very high of steam. So it can with less amount of steam, high amount of energy can be supplied to your boiling components. Thirdly, steam enables enhancement in relative volatility. Now this is the basic principle of steam distillation you might have studied in mass transfer. What does your steam do? It enhances the relative volatility. See, higher the relative volatility, easy is the separation. So another reason why steam is used, that it increases the relative volatility. Now another terminology we saw is flash zone. So what is your flash zone? It is when your crude oil is partially vaporized and is introduced into the main column. So that zone, when it is introduced, that is your flash zone. Now what is overflash? See, what you're doing, you're introducing your feed as partially vaporized at your column. Okay. So when it is introduced, the nearest fraction which you are taking out, okay, that is already in vapor form. Now because you are adding your feed which is partially vaporized, what is happening? The amount of vapor has been increased. Okay, so that extra amount of vapor which is present there, that is your overflash. Okay, so the limit is what, about 2 to 5%. So what is overflash? Extra amount of vapor because of flashing. Okay, that is your overflash. Next is the stripper. Why strippers are used? It is used to remove the light components and return back to the column. Every fraction, okay, for every fractions you can use a stripper, or you can use a single stripper for 2 to 3 fractions. Now here what you're doing, either steam can be used to strip out the light volatile component, or you can use your heavy oils also. Okay, so the main aim of stripper is for extra enhancement. Okay, it acts as a secondary column. It again takes out your less volatile component and send back to the main column. So now ADU. So how you have to describe your ADU along with the pictorial representation. Operating data is very important, right? Operating conditions like temperature and pressure, pressure drop, number of plates, these are the certain important parameters. So let's look into it. So first is parameter is tower diameter, of course your column. So what is the limit of your atmospheric distillation unit tower? It is 5 to 8 meter. Okay, your tower diameter is how much? 5 to 8 meter. Number of plates are 25 to 40. Okay, for maximum it can be up to 50 also, but here let's have a look, it is up to 25 to 40. Maximum allowed pressure drop per plate. See how your vapors get carried by from bottom to top, that is based on pressure drop. Okay, so pressure drop is important here. So maximum allowed pressure drop per plate is what? 0.015 kg per centimeter square. Then pressure drop between flash zone to top tower. Okay, top of tower and flash zone. Flash zone is what? When you're introducing your partially vaporized feed. So that pressure drop is how much? 0.5 to 0.55 kg per centimeter square. Similarly, pressure drop from furnace outlet to flash zone. Furnace outlet is what? Your crude, preheated crude which is getting out from furnace and introduced into main column. So from furnace outlet to flash zone, that pressure drop is how much? 0.3 to 0.4 kg per centimeter square. Now pressure at top of tower, it is approximately 1.2 to 1.4 kg per centimeter square. Okay, on conversion of units you will get approximately 1 atmosphere, right? So now talking about the plates. Okay, see that you might have studied in mass transfer also. Increasing the number of plates, what does it does? It increases the separation. Okay, so for every fraction, okay, from every cut, certain plates are allotted. So let's have a look. Plates between light naphtha to heavy naphtha. Okay, it is how much? 6 to 8 number of plates are there. From the top of the column, what you are taking out? You are taking out your highly volatile components, that is light fractions. Okay, in stabilizer, LPG is taken out and you get your gasoline or straight run naphtha. Now the other fractions are what? Light naphtha to heavy naphtha. So the plates are 6 to 8. Similarly, between heavy naphtha to light distillate, it is 5 to 6. For light distillate to middle distillate, you have 4 to 6. So you can see with temperature also you're getting your, what are the different cuts you obtain. Similarly, from middle distillate to gas oil, it is 3 to 4. Now plates for flash zone to first drop. Flash zone is what? When your partially vaporized feed is introduced. So first draw is what? Just above the flash zone, whatever cut you are taking out. So between those cuts and your flash zone, number of plates is how much? 3. Similarly, plates for flash zone to bottom. Okay, below flash zone. Now what is your cut? between those cut and the flash zone, number of plates is again 3. So now other operating condition is top temperature is how much? 100 to 110 degrees Celsius. Similarly, reflux dump pressure. Now note down distillation, okay, in atmospheric distillation unit. What is it actually? It is a fractionating column, okay. Number of plates, what does it do? It increases the contact between liquid and vapor. Now how liquid and vapor are contacting here, okay. So the reason here is between the contact is reflux. What is reflux? You're condensing your distillate and part of it is again written back to the column. So hence this way you are connection between vapor and liquid. So the reflux, again there is a reflux dump pressure. The pressure in the column might be different and that of the reflux condenser might be different. So the reflux dump pressure is what? 1.1 to 1.15 kg per centimeter square. Now steam rate per barrel of crude. Okay, of course we saw live steam is used to again provide heating. So what is the amount of steam which is used? It is 4 to 5 kg of steam per barrel of crude. Now reflux ratio for light fraction is how much? 2 to 3. Reflux ratio for heavy fraction is 1.5 to 2.5. This you will study later. Okay, there can be multiple reflux also. Between different cuts you can provide different refluxes also. Okay, so this you will study in the design of arrangement of towers. Okay, so this way you are dividing your reflux. So this was about the parameters, operating conditions and parameters of ADU. Now let's have a look on the various fractions you obtain from atmospheric distillation. Okay, so the topmost is what? Gases and the lighter products. Okay, then gasoline comes, naphtha. Now again your naphtha is, this is the rough description, naphtha. Again your naphtha is what are the different? Light naphtha, middle cut naphtha, heavy naphtha. Okay, so based on your requirement you can again take out the cuts from the distillation column. Okay, this varies from refinery to refinery. Based on their product requirement they can take out the cuts. Next is kerosene. So you can see with that temperature range you can also see that at what temperature range you get your product. Kerosene, jet fuel. Okay. Next is distillate. So see, kerosene, distillate, heavy gas oil. What are these? These are heavy distillates. Okay. So distillate, what is again? Diesel. Next is what? Heavy gas oil. Now again your heavy gas oil are what? Light gas oil and heavy gas oil. So what is the purpose of these gas oil? It is used as a fuel in ship, steamers. Okay, it is used for those kind of engines. Last is residual fuel oil. The bottommost product is residue. So this was about your atmospheric distillation unit. Now let's move into vacuum distillation unit. So the simple is, what is vacuum distillation unit? Okay, the operating condition we saw, it operates below atmospheric pressure. Now the requirement of VDU is to again enhance the separation from atmospheric column bottoms. Okay, the residue obtained from atmospheric distillation unit, still it can be converted into certain fractions. Okay, still separation can be done, but here you have to change the operating condition. Okay, so what does your vacuum distillation unit does? As you decrease the operating pressure, okay, so boiling point also decreases, and based on this you can further vaporize certain fractions of your residue. So what are the fractions which you get? Light vacuum gas oil, heavy vacuum gas oil, lube oil, etc. So these are the 3 to 4 heavy fractions which are obtained from VDU. So similarly there is certain operating data for VDU also. So the temperature is what? 350 to 400 degrees Celsius at flash zone. Again, what is flash zone here? Your atmospheric distillation unit bottoms. Okay, it is sent to the furnace. In furnace it is preheated, partially vaporized, and introduced into the vacuum distillation column. So that is when your partially vaporized feed enters, that is your flash zone. Next is the pressure. So what is the pressure here? 30 to 40 mm Hg. The top pressure is how much? 12 to 15 mm Hg. Similarly, overall pressure drop from flash zone to top plate is what? 10 to 15 mm Hg. Temperature at top, it is 225 to 250 degrees Celsius. Now the number of side cuts, it is 3 to 4. You saw the products, okay, light vacuum gas oil, lube oil, heavy gas oil. So what are these? Those are the cuts. Now trace between two draws, okay. Suppose I am taking out lube oil and light gas oil, okay. So plates between these two cuts are how much? 3 to 4. The steam rate required is how much? 0.325 kg per barrel. Now the overflash condition is how much? 2%. So these are the certain parameters which you have to remember. Next is the topping operation. Okay, so the important units about the topping operations are what? First is furnaces, preheating of crude. Okay, what is the purpose here? Preheating of crude. Other units are what? Atmospheric distillation unit and VDU, vacuum distillation unit. Fourth are what? Fourth is what? Other kind of units which you add, stabilizer. What is the purpose here? To adjust the ASTM, distillation characteristic, and read vapor pressure of light fractions. Okay, the topmost fraction, highly volatile component which you get in your ADU, the purpose is to let those fractions stabilize. Okay. Fifth one is stripping column. We saw it is for further rectification. Then condenser is to condense and reflux bags. Seventh here, the new thing which you will study in topping operation is network heat exchange network. Okay, hence analysis. Okay, what is the use of it is to exchange heat between crude and other fractions. So the topping operation is what? It is systematic arrangement of your certain units. Okay, ADU and VDU which work hand in hand, and addition of heat exchange network. Okay, to exchange the heat between crude and other fractions. So this total arrangement is your topping operation. So let's see the process flow diagram. Now starting with, you can see first is your crude. Okay, the arrangement you can see: stabilizer, furnace, atmospheric distillation unit, strippers are there, vacuum column is there, furnace 2 is there. Okay, so these are the arrangement of units. Now starting with, you can see in the middle, okay, just after vacuum column you can see your crude. So what kind of crude it is? It is desalted crude. So your crude is, so what you are trying to do, you are trying to exchange heat between various heat exchangers. So what are those? H1, H2, H3. What are those? Those are the heat exchangers. Okay, heat exchanger, what is it trying to do? Exchange heat between this desalted crude, between this fractions obtained from ADU and VDU. Okay, similarly H4, H5, H6, what are those? Again, those are heat exchangers. So it is a systematic arrangement of heat exchanger to exchange the heat between crude and your various fractions. So you can see the crude after exchanging heat, okay, it is going to F1. What is F1? Furnace 1. The furnace 1, what does it do? It heats your crude up to topping temperature, okay, up to 370 degrees Celsius. Now it is sent to atmospheric distillation unit. So in ADU you can see the number 2, labeled number 2, that is your ADU. From the top, what you get your light fractions. Okay, it is condensed. Okay, condensation, your steam is taken, again you are using your steam also here for heating purpose. So in condenser, your steam is taken out as form of water. Now the light gasoline which is obtained as a top product, it is sent to stabilizer. Number 5, label number 5, what is it? It is stabilizer. In top product, what you get? You get your gases, LPG, and in the bottom you get stabilized gasoline. Okay, so this was about your top fraction. Again back to ADU, you can see you are taking out your various fraction, sent to the stripper column. Now how you are stripping it out? The bottom part of the bottom fractions of ADU, those are used as a stripping for stripping purpose. Okay, your light fractions are again stripped out, sent back to the column, and hence you get your various fractions like heavy naphtha, kerosene and diesel oil. That was about ADU. Now again back to F2. Look, F2. So you can see what is introduced into it. The bottom products, okay, the bottom residue of ADU is now sent to furnace 2. F2 is what? Furnace 2. So in furnace 2 again it is preheated. Now this preheated residue is sent to fourth column. Okay, the label 4. It is what? Vacuum column. Again in vacuum column, what you can see, the top, okay, light gases are taken out, it is condensed, you get your gas salts. Okay, now fractions are again taken out. So you can see you get light lube oil, middle lube, heavy lube. Okay, you got 3 fractions. Again the residues are what? Taken out from the vacuum distillation column. So you can see how the arrangement is done. What your first step is, what you are trying to exchange heat between all these fractions of ADU and VDU with your crude. Okay, your crude your crude you are arranging it with the heat exchanger and then you are sending it to furnace 1. So this way your topping operation is done. So in gist I can say that from hence, okay, heat exchange network synthesis, desalted crude is my via this heat exchange network synthesis, it is first of all sent to furnace 1. From furnace 1 it is sent to main distillation column, okay, ADU. From the top product is sent to stabilizer, okay. From stabilizer you get your stabilized gasoline, okay. Other side cuts are taken out, it is sent to the stripper. From strippers you get your other fractions. The bottom product, okay, bottom residue, it is sent to furnace 2 for further preheating, and then it is sent to VDU. So this was the gist of your topping operation. So that was for today's lecture. Thank you.